early January of this year, a report on climate change was released by the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries at the University of Exeter in the United Kingdom. The report's name is Planetary Solvency: Finding Our Balance with Nature, and it is a deeply disturbing document. The report finds that there is at least a 60% chance that unless immediate action is taken, global warming will exceed 2 degrees Celsius or higher by 2050, leading to potentially over 2 billion deaths from climate change and the loss of a quarter of the world's GDP by the end of this century. This report wasn't released by some radical group of climate activists or environmental extremists. It was released by professors specializing in actuarial science, the science of analyzing financial risk. If they are raising the alarm about the potential of billions of deaths due to climate change, things have clearly gone badly wrong. If we want any chance of preventing any further damage to our planet and the people on it, we clearly need to switch to non-carbon emitting power sources as soon as possible, which brings us to the subject of this video presentation: nuclear power. Nuclear power currently generates roughly a quarter of the world's clean energy. It is one of the most efficient energy sources in the world. It currently takes 12,538 power plants to produce all the electricity consumed by the United States. It would only take around 659 nuclear power plants to produce the same amount of electricity without adding any more carbon emissions to the atmosphere. This makes nuclear power one of the leading options for clean energy sources as the world rushes to decarbonize, as it could reliably and efficiently generate massive amounts of electricity. However, there is some very serious opposition to nuclear power amongst the environmentalist movement, and there are those who would dispute the idea that nuclear energy is at all clean. Certainly, these arguments are not without reason. The world still remembers the nuclear disasters at Fukushima and Chernobyl, particularly Chernobyl, which wrought horrifying devastation and left thousands dead or sick. There is also no way to permanently dispose of high-level nuclear waste other than burying it deep beneath the earth and doing our best to make sure that no one can clean it up or dig it up. Furthermore, nuclear power plants are expensive and can take a long time to build, which isn't exactly comforting considering the limited time we have available. However, in general, nuclear power is still a very good option as we transition away from fossil fuels. Modern nuclear power plants are much safer than the ones involved in the Chernobyl and Fukushima disasters. And the likelihood of a nuclear accident at that scale occurring again is very low. And while high-level nuclear waste is very dangerous, once it is buried, it poses very little danger. The extremely long construction process for nuclear power plants in America is also largely due to the fact that we haven't built very many recently, meaning that the companies awarded these contracts, the companies working on these projects generally don't have practical experience with this type of construction. In nations which have a lot of recent experience building nuclear power plants, such as China, they've consistently been able to safely construct new power plants within 3 to 5 years. Overall, science consistently supports the idea that nuclear power is a safe, efficient, and sustainable source of clean energy.